guess a good place to start would be telling us a little bit about you. We obviously know lots about you, but sort of who you are, what your brand is, etc. as a starter for 10.
Perfect. So my name is Katy and I'm the founder and CEO of a body care brand called Luna Daily. But a bit about me, I am one of 3 girls, my poor dad, and I have 4 goddaughters. So I'm surrounded by girls. Before starting Luna Daily, is a bit of my career. So I started out my career working for Red Bull. I was studying at university and I drove one of those ridiculous minis.
Amazing.
For 3 years.
And can you just go up to the Mini and take Red Bull out of it?
No.
Okay.
Because that'd be
stealing. But that's like all over social media.
Oh, yeah. Could I?
No, but anybody.
No.
So like,
That's the vibe you
I've
get.
seen so many videos on, probably says a lot about my FYP, but like on TikTok and Instagram where people go up to the Mini because there's this belief that you can help
annoying
yourself.
when people do that. So basically, it's genius, right? Because, and it was, Red Bull was my segue into marketing. I'd done nothing, I studied geography at university because obviously as like an 18-year-old, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I want you to uni. And
Geography, Luna Daily, kind of similar.
But then in Freshers Week, I applied for this job and I got this job working for Red Bull. And it's genius because all of their marketing budget, like we didn't do big out-of-home spends. We didn't do any out-of-home. And still today, the only TV ads they do are the same sort of little sketches. And they invested so much money in word-of-mouth marketing. And these minis were a huge investment. Like, put it this way, I sort of got promoted to being team leader of the region by the end of my time. And in 1 year, 2 girls in my team wrote off 2 minis because the cost of like doing them up is so great that if you crashed it or something, or in one of the cases, drove under a bridge,
And
I remember getting this phone call from a girl on my team being like, so the can's off? And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, well, we went under this bridge and it did say there was like a height restriction. I was like, and you went under anyway? She was like, well, we thought we were fine.
Wow.
But anyway, it was a mini where it didn't have back seats. And depending on if it was a convertible or not, if it was convertible, the can lifted up, the roof went down, the can went back down, and then there was fridges in the back. So it is true that you could, like, if you left the fridges unlocked, people would try and like force them open because you'd have loads of Red Bull in the back because there were fridges. By my 4th year of university, I had 4 minis parked outside my house because I was team leader. And honestly, every night you'd get woken up by like drunk boys being like, oh my God, let's get on the can.
Yeah.
So like, no, please don't take Red Bull out of the minis. But it was an amazing job, my segue into marketing. And then I moved to London and got a proper job with Red Bull in their head office, working in their category team. And that was sort of, I actually worked in category before I worked in brand.
Oh, cool.
And in a weird tale of events, my first ever boss at Red Bull, his background is he'd worked at P&G on tampons. He'd sold tampons for a living. And he was like, once you can sell tampons as a guy, you can do anything. And he was then very senior at Red Bull. And at the time I got offered a role on the L'Oreal grad scheme. And he was like, you have to go. He was like, I can't be selfish here. Like you have to go and work at L'Oreal. It's one of the best programs in the world for marketing. But I'll come and steal you back in a few years. So then I moved to L'Oreal and I spent 4 years across category and brand at L'Oreal. I then spent 4 years at a plant-based food company called Bowl Foods. So it's a spin-off of Innocent Drinks. So when Innocent sold to Coca-Cola, world's biggest drinks brand, was only interested in the drink side of the business. And so the guy that was running the food element of the business, you remember Innocent Veg Pops? Back in the day?
Yeah, I remember.
Sort of like really revolutionised the ready meal category at the time. He did a deal with the Innocent founders and Coca-Cola to reset up this new brand called Bowl Foods, so a new food startup. And I was the first non-Innocent employee. So I was employee number 5. It was me and 4 boys in like a smelly studio in Notting Hill. And it was like everything that glamorous L'Oreal wasn't. It was like scrappy startup, scale up, supply chain, investment, like the most amazing training ground in a completely different way.
Yes.
But also, I think because I was surrounded by such amazing people from Innocent, and like lots of people from Innocent Drinks have gone on to set up really cool brands. And I think the thing that connects them all was that Rich, Adam and John, the founders of Innocent, from day one were like, we are going to run this business. Like the values and what we care about aren't just going to be, a tokenistic thing. And I think that's probably one of the things I took from that experience of like, how can we set up a business to be a force for good and not just tokenistically, but truly at our core. Then my boss from L'Oreal, my very first boss, then headhunted me to go and join Charlotte Tilbury. And I was at Charlotte Tilbury as global head of brand until just after their sale to Puig in 2020. But I'd had the idea for Luna Daily before my career.
Oh,
the
really?
idea-
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And I haven't worked out whether, because I then basically, to finish that story, is that I left Charlotte Tilbury June 2020 and I set up Luna Daily, launched on March 2022. 2022? Am I saying that right?
You are
Yeah.
saying it right, yeah.
Yeah.
22.
What is wrong with me? In that year.
Yeah.
To just under 2 years later.
Wow.
And I haven't worked out whether, because I've had this idea since I was 19, it was like serendipity that like gave me a career, that gave me all the skills to be able to go and set up this brand, or subconscious, or a bit of both. But like every single kind of bit of my career feels like it's played a part in giving me the skills to set up Luna Daily.
So June 2020,
Yeah.
you left Charlotte Tilbury, full-time employment,
Yeah.
to go and set up Luna Daily
Yeah.
without being boring and talking about COVID. That's quite a punt. Like, how did you make that decision, feel brave enough, etc.?
So I'd had the idea for Luna Daily since I was a teenager, and it's this idea I'd sat on and not had the confidence or balls to go and give it a go. And the honest answer is I felt no fear, which might sound nuts.
That sounds amazing.
But yeah, in the context, it was like, it was pandemic one. So like, it was like, we were all quite serious about it. And like, it was really like, ugh. And I was like, long and short of it is that we all had like quite big thoughts at that time, partly being like, oh my God, we're never going to go back to old life. Like we actually love being at home. And what I've realised, it was basically just like a really good summer that year. So it was just nice weather. And as British people in this nice weather, we think everything's fine.
Yeah.
I think imagine if that year had been like crappy weather, I think we would have been in hell. But it was just like
Yeah.
gorgeous in like April. But on a more serious point, I was like, there is a bigger risk that I wake up in 20 years and I didn't give this a go than giving it a go and it failing.
Yeah.
And I think once your feet are on the edge of the diving board, that feeling of like, I've got to go and give this a go. And like the worst thing that's going to happen is it fails.
Yeah.
And I come back to maybe a corporate world or a startup world that I love, and that's still going to be there. But there's more of a risk that I live with regret of not giving it a go. And I think COVID, like the pandemic, just like made those feelings bigger of like life is so short and there's never going to be a good time to do it, but you've just got to do it. And so I actually felt no fear, which I could bottle that feeling now, because it's nuts that I was chatting to a friend about this the other day, like in those infancy stages, the early stages, you're weirdly the least experienced. Like I had no idea. Like I thought I knew quite a lot, and now I'm like, oh my God, I knew nothing.
Yes.
But you weirdly know the least, but have the most confidence, and that like naivety or lack of. It's just like if you could bottle that is amazing.
Yeah.
So I actually felt no fear, but also because I'd sat on it for so long, I was like, I've got to go give this a go. So I quit Charlotte Tilbury in the June, and I was planning on having like a little bit of time off, but that I quit on the Friday, and on the Monday I got offered a consulting job. And so for best part of 2 years, I sort of consulted by day to pay the bills, because I bootstrapped the business while I was beavering away, like doing everything else, setting up Luna Daily. But yeah, I actually just felt no fear.
How did you decide the name? Or was that
Luna in
your mind?
lots of languages means the moon, and the moon is this visibly reassuring yet beautiful daily presence that connects women everywhere. And we are shining a light on topics, on body parts, on conversations that for so long have been like hidden in the dark. And so I felt like, and daily, everything we do is around daily routines. And so Luna Daily.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, super nice.
It's quite unusual that you ask a founder the name and you get a really detailed, good response.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Thanks.
Oh,
No, that's fine. I was brewing one, but it's all good.
No, go for it.
It's obviously not on script because we're completely off already, which is good.
Fine.
That's the best way to do it. What was the first product, the first idea for the first product then?
So to tell you about the first product, I should probably need to tell you just a little bit about the inspiration for Luna Daily, because my story is so closely linked with the story of Luna Daily. And so if I go back to my teenage years, I'd been studying in India, and I came back to the UK and I was really unwell, and I was put on a whole host of antibiotics, gastro-resistant tablets. Like it completely messed my entire microbiome, like my gut, my skin. I had all sorts of health issues. My skin became really sensitive. I got thrush for the first time, which I'd never had. And I remember at the time being like so confused, embarrassed, ashamed.
Yeah.
But my whole like microbiome was shot, and I think it's only now that we like really we understand so much more about like holistic microbiome, like gut health, skin health, and the importance of skin barrier health. And for me, it meant that at the time I couldn't use traditional body care products to care for my skin, especially sensitive skin areas like under my arms, between my legs. But I had to resort to these products that are like really taboo. And the first product that like inspired the brand was feminine hygiene washes. You know, they are really synthetic, really cheap formulas. They're not enjoyable to use. Often they like cause more problems than do good. But they are also like just shrouded in like shame and stigma.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like, I couldn't use traditional body care products. I wanted a product that is more than just water to clean myself. But I hated that I had to resort to these products. And so the very first product I developed was called the Everywhere Wash. And it's a microbiome and pH balancing wash that you can use everywhere. So you don't have to have an awkward feminine hygiene product that you probably hide in the cupboard or you peel the label off. And you don't, like what typically people do is they have one body wash that they use on their body, but they kind of, girls sort of stand in the shower and they sort of rub it here and then they kind of go like, and just like feel a bit awkward, like let's just not get it there. Yeah. And then they have to use a feminine hygiene wash for their vulvas. And I was like, why can't we just have one product you can use everywhere that you're not embarrassed to have out in the shower, that is a beautiful formula. Like the formula is like it's like a silky serum texture. Like it's not that like super soapy sudsy that leaves your skin literally feeling like dry and tight. That is beautiful in the shower, like an amazing formulation. So all of our formulas are developed with our medical collective of dermatologists, gynecologists. It's clinically tested. We have a proprietary base formulation called Thermobiome Plus, which is a combination of prebiotics, vitamins, and thermal water. But the inspiration was really my own experience of me hiding feminine products in the cupboard because I couldn't use traditional body products on certain areas of my body, but I hated that I had to have these multiple products. And really, the whole brand has evolved from there. So now, Luna Daily is a microbiome and pH balancing body care brand for everywhere. And we quite uniquely bridge body care and sort of taboo care categories. And taboo care categories can be everything from femme hygiene to categories like deodorant, where like odor and sweat and chafing are still considered like quite awkward and embarrassing. And each of the products I've developed, I found it a really enjoyable development journey because each of the products we developed have been products that I wish existed or like I wanted. Like I've always wanted a natural deodorant because I have sensitive skin, but I find that all the natural deodorants just didn't work. And they either didn't work and like I just still smelled. They just didn't work. Or the formulas were like dry and crumbly and stained all my clothes. But then like a synthetic deodorant that's got things like aluminium and other ingredients in, I definitely wouldn't want to use anywhere but under my arms because I'd be scared. But you don't sweat just under your arms. So we developed the all-over deodorant. It's where it came from. Similar with the spray to wipe. Like from a category perspective, we knew that lots of the category women are using wipes on the go. Like they're rushing from work they're rushing from work to dinner. They're going on a date night and they're like, maybe something's going to happen. Like people are using these and like quite shamefully using these wipes that are like awful for the skin. They leave a horrible residue. They're awful for the planet. And that's where the spray to wipe came from. And so it's been a really sort of personal product journey, but one that feels just like so closely linked to what I wanted. And then when I became a mum, again, the products that served women at that life stage were just so crap. They were all just like pretty pink packaging and mumsy tone, and I was like, I'm still me. Like I don't want any of that. And so we have like now a pregnancy postpartum range as well.